Hi, in this video I'll help you get to know your car a little better. At the end of this video I've put together a straightforward infographic that summarizes all the key points. Like, subscribe and comment below. It really helps.
All right, let's talk about that super frustrating engine code P0230. You know, the one that pops up and leaves you stranded? We're going to turn that check engine light from a total mystery into a mission you can actually tackle. So let's set the scene. It's a classic. You get in your car, you turn the key, the engine cranks over just fine, but it just won't catch. It won't start. Sound familiar? Well, that is a textbook symptom, and it often points us right to our culprit code. So what is that little code trying to tell you? Think of it like a cryptic clue sent straight from your car's brain. And in this explainer, we're going to put on our detective hats and figure out exactly what it means. Okay, first things first. Every good detective has to understand the evidence, right? So before we start blaming expensive parts, let's decode what P0230 is actually telling us. The official definition is fuel pump primary circuit malfunction. Now, the most important word there is control. This code is not about the big, beefy power wire going to your fuel pump. Nope. It's about the little, low-voltage signal that tells the fuel pump relay to turn on in the first place. It's the manager, not the worker. And to really crack this case, you've got to understand the two different circuits at play here. This is where most people get tripped up. It's basically the difference between the message and the muscle. And this slide lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got the control circuit. Think of it like a light switch. It uses a tiny bit of current just to tell the relay when to flip on. That's P0230's territory. Then on the right, you have the power circuit. That's the power line, the big hose of electricity that actually makes the pump motor run. So P0230 means your light switch is broken, not that the power to the whole house is out. Big difference. So now that we know we're looking for a problem with the light switch circuit, let's go ahead and line up the usual suspects behind this code. And here's our lineup. Would you look at that? Coming in at number 1 was a whopping 35% of cases is the fuel pump relay itself. Right behind that, you've got wiring issues and then the car's computer or ECM. But here's the best part. Our number 1 suspect, the relay, is almost always the easiest and cheapest thing to fix. Okay, let's get our hands dirty and move on to the investigation. I'm going to show you how you or your mechanic can start narrowing down these suspects with a few surprisingly simple tests. You can do these 3 things right now, and they might just solve the whole mystery in a few minutes. First, listen for the hum. Just turn your key to the on position, don't start it, and listen by the gas tank. You should hear a little 2-second buzz. If you hear nothing, that's a huge clue. Second, check the fuse. Easy. And third, my personal favorite, the relay swap. Find the fuel pump relay, pull it out, and swap it with one that's identical, like the one for your horn. If the car starts but your horn doesn't work, well, you just found your culprit. Now here is a critical tip straight from the pros. If your car only acts up sometimes, it's an intermittent problem, you absolutely have to do your testing when the car is actually failing. Trying to diagnose it when it's running perfectly fine is like trying to find a roof leak on a sunny day. It's just not going to work. So, once your investigation points to the guilty party, it's time to close the case and make the fix. So what's the verdict going to cost you? Well, for our top suspect, that faulty relay, you're usually looking at a fix that's under $30 and takes literally minutes. A fuse? Even less. Now, wiring problems can get a little tricky, and yeah, a bad computer is the expensive, worst-case scenario, but remember, it's also one of the least likely. And that brings us to the most important question of all. Let's say the problem comes and goes, and right now the car is running just fine. Can you just, ignore it for a while and keep driving? The answer to that is a hard, emphatic no. You do not gamble with the circuit that controls your fuel pump. If that circuit fails while you're driving down the road, your engine will shut off instantly. And when that happens, you lose your power steering and your power brakes. It's a massive safety hazard that you need to get fixed immediately. So let's close out this case file with the 4 things you absolutely need to remember. 1. P023 is a control issue. It's the light switch, not the power line. 2. The most likely bad guy is that cheap, easy-to-replace fuel pump relay. 3. You can start your own investigation right now with 3 simple checks. Listen, fuse, and swap. And 4, and this is the most important one, this is a major safety hazard. Do not drive with this code active. So now you're not in the dark anymore. You've got the decoder ring for P0230. So think about your car. What's the first clue it's giving you? Did you hear that hum? Did you try the relay swap? See, you're not just a victim of a check engine light anymore. You're the lead detective on the case.